So, big news in America is just a constant reminder of what it is to be black in America.
Yeah.
So we have a tragedy that happened over the 4th of July weekend. While we're all supposed to be out here celebrating 50 years of this country, barbecuing with our family, hanging out with friends, we are reminded that, you know, I watched a video today. I'm not trying to be all scripted, but I watched a video today. My cousin sent it to me. He was like, "What do you think? What's going on with this whole Nolan Wells situation?" If you don't know, Nolan Wells is an 18-year-old from Mississippi who was found dead at Horn Island. Um, and the yeah, his buddies said he was gonna stay on the island because he was a girl. The girl said that he left with his friends.
Mm.
Last time he was seen was at 3 o'clock. The boat left at 4:30. A lot of weird, inconsistent stories going on.
Mm.
I think the biggest thing to me is what the family's telling, what the family's talking
Yeah.
about, and what their attorney Ben Crump, I want
Yeah,
to say
Ben
Crump,
Crump.
yeah,
Grump. Yeah.
what he's saying. So, we have a quick video. I gotta stop saying.
But
But
I
go
also
ahead. I
do
wanted you
gotta
to say your
add,
thing.
I do also gotta add on it. It's like the more we keep on finding out about this story, the more things don't make sense and the more that's unraveling. And I could say the more that we're kind of even starting to discover in Nolan's situation and what's going on in this little small town. Because I'm not gonna say too much on it, but like the whole autopsy situation here, we're gonna cover it here on the video too as well. That situation is very inconsistent to how they found the body, to when they found the body, to GPS location, the stuff that were able to track from his phone, and his parents being told his phone is in here, and then his phone showing up again. A lot of
Mm,
things of it are very inconsistent, and I would say, think for most of us, we're fairly not fairly, we're very frustrated with the fact that there has not been a single arrest, and this was already going to be ruled as foul play. So they were going to just rule it as a foul play and just kind of like dismiss the case
uh,
until
oh boy.
the family pushed it back on it.
Yeah, they were gonna rule it as a drowning, accidental drowning, and it took the family to kind of to push back and be like, not saying that there was like. I want to be clear. The family wasn't even when this started. I remember seeing the dad saying, "I don't want to even say that it was anything to do with race."
Yep.
Um, but like he said there's some weird stuff going on essentially.
Yep.
So we'll watch these videos. I have another video that I'm not gonna show, but I'm gonna reference, and I'll probably put it in the description so you guys can watch it. It's like 24 minutes. It's something my cousin sent me, and I also like his perspective. So some things I might be taking from his video and his opinion that I agreed with that I might say when we kind of summarize at the end of watching these clips. But this is a video giving you just a breakdown from Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Is he doctor? We don't know. So that's another conversation. But regardless, he's always there. He's always speaking for black people, sharing you know black news. So yeah, and this isn't just I'll touch on it later. But Nolan Wells isn't a one-off situation.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try out my opinion at the end of all these clips, and I'll kind of share what I'm thinking. This is Dr. Ritchie. Just giving you what happened, kind of summary, and then we'll go from there. We got a few updates from the social media. Yeah, sure, but like these are the things that the parents were saying. I want to talk about that. I think a lot I want to say. So let me just play the video. They're pretty quick, and then we'll go for it from there.
Black teen goes completely missing while hanging out with white friends. This was during the 4th of July celebration. We have questions. Put up the picture for mass. This is according to Atlanta Black Star. They did a great job reporting on this story. Authorities in Mississippi have now found a body after searching for a missing black teen who was last seen on the Gulf Coast with friends celebrating the 4th of July. While the identity of the body has not been officially confirmed, officials searching for the 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, who was last seen around 3 p.m. on Horn Island near Ocean Springs wearing blue swim trunks, no shirt, and sunglasses. He is described as 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing 180 pounds. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter told the Post that the body was found at about 8:45 a.m. Monday. And that, quote, it does match the description, according to the sheriff. Quote, the body was found in the water just offshore, just off the west end of the Horn Island, the sheriff revealed. Cajun Navy Incident Commander, Josh Gill, said in the video posted on Facebook early Saturday, quote, he was last talking to a girl on that north end. He went out to Horn Island with some buddies yesterday on the boat, and he has not been heard from in 24 hours. End quote. It's unclear if the teen, who's a wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College, ever made it back to mainland. Quote, there were some people that thought he might have wandered off to the middle of the island, maybe into the lake. Brian Trasher with the United Cajun Navy told WLOX. There's cactuses, which is cacti, is what he means, and a lot of thorny bush. He would not have comfortably been able to make it to the middle of the island. He probably would have turned around and went back to the beach. End quote. Nolan's mother pleaded on Facebook, quote, his father, Elmore Wansley, and I are not okay. We have so many questions. Our hearts are breaking. We keep waiting for Nolan to walk through that door with this beautiful smile and a joke, of course. We just pray our son is alive and safe. Again, we are looking for any pictures, video footage around 4:30 p.m. or later. Please only DM me if you have information. Quote, bring home Nolan. We want to help this family. If it's information they need and you have some of that information, perhaps you saw something that they currently do not have at the sheriff's office. If you have any information, call the Jackson County Sheriff's Department at 228-769-3036. Some questions that come up, obviously. One is an athlete. He's an athlete and happens to be an athlete at the collegiate level. So you have a sharp mind. You have an able-bodied individual. And naturally, because of some of the racial tensions we've seen, given circumstances like this, where a group, an interracial group, let's put it that way, will go out, water is involved, or some type of scenario where they're away from the beaten path, and all of a sudden somebody doesn't come back. The family wants answers. We have questions that are indisputable. We don't have all the pieces of the information. We don't. The sheriff's office, they seem to have concluded based on some of the preliminary responses from the sheriff. We take that with a grain of salt until there's an official conclusion of the investigation, or at least a conclusion that we're satisfied with. So if you have any information, please make sure you contact that local office. Our hearts and prayers are with the family and friends of this young man.
Thoughts before I keep going, bro.
Man, I got a lot of thoughts because I've been keeping up with this story very closely.
If we can, and me too, But thoughts just on that
On
scenario.
yeah, on just this specific situation on
Yeah,
that, it's just a bit. Yeah, I don't even know where to honestly start with just hearing everything that went down on that. Where I could only just imagine what the family was going through there
yeah,
when she's saying like, "I'm just waiting for him to come home through that
mm,
door and make a joke," sitting there and just trying to have every hope and every positivity of the situation. And I know the dad didn't say it had anything to do with race, but knowing that part of the country that they're in and in the state, it could just be very concerning that your kid went out on this boat trip and kind of was like the token in the situation and he's not back. And we tend to
yeah,
forget, people tend to forget that most of our
yeah.
parents grew up through segregation and stuff.
Mm,
So they've seen some dark parts and they've lived the dark history of this country. So I could only imagine what was going through their minds in that situation.
yeah. I don't have any kids, so I can't take it from that perspective. But I can take it from the perspective of a person who grew up in a majority white community, white area. And my dad would definitely tell me when I would tell him, "Oh, I'm going on the lake with my friends." He'd be like, "Be careful out there." And at the time, I don't know if he thought it was just because I was going, I was going where there's a body of water, or if he was saying, "Be careful of who you're going with." Um, but yeah, you're right. I grew up with parents who would didn't necessarily say like, don't be the token. Um, but I can't act like they didn't, give me a warning about be careful who you with, especially when you're with white people.
No.
I definitely had that conversation. I'm gonna be frank. I'm go right at the camera. I've had at least majority of my life, definitely growing up. I had really good white friends. Like they never put me in a situation where I would be in harm. They never tried me in any kind of way. We had some weird conversations. Obviously, that's gonna happen. In an interracial group and people not understanding your culture, and you put them on game. The things I probably should have told them back then that would help them, on their future lives. But in hindsight, 2020. But end of the day, I never went to any of my white friends' house and felt like I might be, in danger. They've always were very welcoming. Um, Never were judgmental to me. Um, I never, none of that. So looking at this and looking at Nolan's situation, he was in the same situation. He was 18 years old. He grew up with these
Yeah.
guys. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't think you've been with these guys since you were a kid. You're
Mm.
not thinking nothing nefarious or something, or they would turn on you.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna let you. I'm sure you think what I'm thinking. Like, well, what if that would have happened? You know what I mean? Or that
Yeah.
when I was 18, like, and I could have been in the same situation.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up in a similar situation as you, where I grew up around white folks too as well. Good, decent people, and like nothing bad ever happened to me. I'm still close with my boys and stuff,
Mm,
but my dad still had that conversation with me. And like, what's interesting? I was thinking of this situation is like my dad didn't tell me at the time directly, but he wouldn't let me do the sleepovers,
yeah,
especially a lot of
true.
times when I was just the token in the situation.
Right.
He just would never allow it, and I'd always be mad about it. But until I got older and like, just going through life, America has a way of
Mm,
slapping reality into your face,
yeah.
and I kind of understood why. And then also on top of it, when I look back at some of my middle school, especially like my middle school and early high school yearbooks, oh boy, I don't know how I let them get away with it because there was some really nasty stuff in there that I'm reading now in my 30s. I'm like, wait, wait, wait.
Mm,
Okay, so those are the red flags my dad was telling me
mm.
you can't be around those guys yourself. Because like maybe one day we can put it on camera, but when we're together, I will show you.
Yeah, you hit
It's
on
pretty
something
wild.
too, and I'm gonna show a clip from Ebony Warrior. He's been on top of this case. He's on Instagram, IG, very leftist content creator. But I think I do want to say that I had good discernment of people. I just had a good. I do want to pat myself in the back. I had a good people picker for the most part. I didn't hang out with the party crazy dumb shit crowd. Nothing against them, you know. Like a lot of them are cool. We play ball together. But I was never put in a situation where it would be a me versus them. You know what I mean? I was always in a situation where I was being a nerd watching movies with my boys and playing the game, and we just happened, we happen to be pretty cool guys. So like,
Yeah.
I fit in that niche of that. I like being a nerd. So they were just good people, good family, and stuff like that. So and then see why I said this because this next clip, uh, kind of weird. So some information that came out from the lawyer, and I want to show this video and discuss it real quick. And I got two more for us, and then we can wrap it up.
Taking a second to get back to reality. They found this on Evan, one of the little white boys that was a friend with Nolan. They found this on his page after he tried to delete it. So it looks like Nolan was still alive. He came back on the boat.
Mm.
They were partying at Evan's house at 1 a.m.
Right here.
And from a few of the things that I've read, it looks like Nolan went to go help another friend. There was a fight with another one of his friends, or one of the friends, and he went to go help someone with their boat. There were drinks. You see the drinks lined up on the side. That's what's circled. Now, this is stuff that the attorney Ben Crump posted, and it's looking like Nolan may have been drugged or something like that, and then dumped. So he wasn't left. They tried to say that he got left on the island or sandbar. He came back. He came back with them. There was a fight, and he ended up dead, and then they dumped the body. And that's how it's looking like. That's how his stuff, his car, his keys, his phone were at the friend's house. That's so it didn't really make sense why they would leave him behind. He came back. They lied. He came back with them, partied with them. Something happened where he was unalived, and then they dumped his body.
I want you to say your piece because I got things I want to say. So go ahead, bro.
Yeah, things once again, as I said earlier on, the more you keep on looking into the story, the more things keep on unraveling, and you're like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Like that situation there, the fact that they went and tried to delete the post or the picture on there is a little bit
That was weird.
oddly suspicious, and very
And
specific.
so reports are now official reports, quote unquote, is that picture was taken like a week prior, a week before that. What
Yeah,
I
I
want
did
to
hear
know
about that.
is, sure, whatever. Why the fuck are there drinks at the pool party
Yeah.
with a bunch of 18-year-olds at someone's house?
And I don't know if I wish we could go back and pull up that picture. If you could find the picture itself of them in the pool, there's like a fucking 30-year-old in between them.
There's some
Like
old, yeah.
I would,
There's a lot of
there's some
breakdowns of
old
those
ass,
pictures,
like yeah,
old ass people in it.
you look at it, it doesn't make any
It's
sense
weird. I think
on
I
it
can
at
bring
all.
it. I could bring
And
it up. But
I hope they keep on digging down on the investigation, and I hope they can be able to find, I guess, their original upload of the picture and also from the device, because they can keep on trying. I mean, if they are lying about it being like, oh, that was a week ago,
yeah,
cameras now have geotag location on them,
yeah.
so
We haven't even
it's
gotten to like the things that I think are weird, and we'll get into that. But yeah, that's weird. So like when you posted that, if it was a week
yeah.
prior, and you're just posting it, 'cause, your boy was in the picture who wasn't really in the
Well,
picture.
yeah, and then why post it then, and
Why
then
post
why
it
delete it,
then?
and then why
Why
delete it?
delete it? That's weird.
It's weird.
And so Ebony, he was a little quick on the trigger on a few things. I don't know if I should say it now, but there's something that like have came out that like weren't necessarily that, but then there's something that confirmed what he did say. Something did happen at that pool party. So there is some reports that I'm gonna play the video too. We'll talk about all that when I get through the update too that I have here.
And also, it's
Do
like
that.
if he stayed in the island, how was he there to help somebody clean their boat? Like things are not adding
That's
up.
weird. There's other reports. We get through all that once we get through all these videos because I just want to kind of
All right,
brain
let's
dump
go.
real quick what you do.
Wait, major update on Nolan. So you're telling me the news and police lied that Nolan friends did not give back his phone to the mom. The mom had to track the phone down and go to the friend house and make them give the phone back.
Honestly, for both instances, it was a runaround because I know she had issues getting his phone as well. And she ended up calling me, and I think I spoke with her mother. She put me on speakerphone, and I was like, hey, yes, I'm Christine.
You can't hear it, but she's saying it that she tried to get her friend to get the phone, and her friend was having issues getting the phone from the family. Then she had to, I think, call them. I think she called them, like, "Can you please give me my son's phone?" Essentially.
Yeah.
Where both his Snapchats have been wiped of everything that happened that day in conversation. Then they lied about not knowing where Nolan car keys was to the where they homegirl said, Cap, the keys is on top of the Xbox. She seen him put it there. And his homeboys had to go get it. The dad took a boat to the island on July 5th to try to find his body. They could not find it. He went missing July 4th. But he magically appeared July 6th? There were people on the island and all. No one seen a body float on July 6th when no one was there. That's when the body appeared? Yo, do you think we stupid? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what Mississippi Sheriff Department got going on. But at this point, a higher power needs to investigate this. Bring the FBI or private investigators. Because clearly the Sheriff Department got some other means.
I think my big thing is that people are saying is that Pops went out there on his own boat, on his own time, and checked that island and didn't see a single body. So how the hell, and you can sit here and tell me, oh, about to fold it back up, the tide, blah, blah, whatever. He would have seen the body somewhere out in that area if it was going to float up the very next day.
Yeah, and all the boats that kind of be roaming around that area, somebody would have seen some.
Yeah. And the second thing is weird. Why did we cap about the keys? How come the homegirl knew where the keys at, but no one else knew where the keys at? And I'll get to another part. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. So I think the dad shared that he said he went to get the keys, and they were being weird with the keys. He got the keys, and the minute he got the keys, they like shut the door. It was very tense. It was very weird.
No.
Can you explain to me, if your friend is gone, why would you think, if my friend's gone, why would I automatically think that the dad thinks I killed him?
Yeah.
I'd be trying to make sure you didn't think that at all. I'd be out there looking right there with you. What are you talking about? Like, I would feel sick if my friend's parents thought I killed my friend.
Also, when the dad went to grab the keys, one of the boys told the dad, Nolan was like a brother to me. Like, was. Like, the wording on that, it's like, that was even before they had found the body. So things ain't adding up. Like, that kid clearly, whoever who said that knew something had already happened to Nolan.
Weird shit going on, bro.
And then I guess I would say a third thing to yours is how the mom got the phone back. I think it's once again suspect and very frustrating to know that this family knew that Nolan is missing. You hanged on to the phone, and the mom had to call you to get the phone back. It wasn't like, oh shit, I have your lost son's phone right here. So here, take like. I think any genuine person would call. I'd be like, "Yo, Kobe, man, I got your son's phone here.
Yeah, he's
missing.
He was with me.
He's
not here. We don't know where he's at.
Yeah.
Please get the phone. Maybe the phone can tell you where he's at. I don't know why we left him. But like, I'm gonna tell you. All right, I'm not getting into that yet because I want to wait till the end. All right, so this is another video from Ebony Warrior, who's on the case. Obviously, some weird things happened. I'll let him do the video, then we can comment on it afterwards.
You have to take everything that we're seeing with a grain of salt, but this is from one of the friends that was supposedly there. It looks like.
So it says, bro, no is Nolan. Did get into a fight at the island. Didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our other friend, No, and Wyatt did get into an altercation right after that. Not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone, and Evan was trying to be hard. Nolan was definitely screaming, "Give me my fucking phone back, nigga! What's wrong with you?" They all calmed down. So that's when we head to Evan's house. God, these kids can't type with a damn. because he was throwing a pool party. So yes, No came to the party, and yes, people was drinking, but Wyatt and Evan and Morgan and Andrew was really high. And I think they was trying to get Lucy and Natalia to try some as well. But yes, they got into it again at the pool party, and it didn't end until almost 1 a.m. I know. So Evan's the nigga who posted the picture, by the way. I know Evan's mom kicked us all out once they started fighting, and it was Andrew, Evan, and Wyatt. One was basically recording and laughing, saying, get him," and all I could hear was No screaming, "Mom." So yes, I tried helping. Then his mom came out screaming, yelling, drunk, making us leave. I'm saying she was gonna call the cops on us if we didn't leave her house. They didn't let No leave, and No was by the basketball goal that was inside the pool. He was leaning over beside it, gasping for air, spitting up blood. But now his mom, no, I just got off the phone with her. So
See,
that's the message. I think he was sending that to somebody. I don't know. I don't know who that message is. It's not to Ebony, but it's trying to get the word out, basically.
mm, what I say, the more you keep on looking into this, the crazier it gets.
So Evan's the one who posted the picture. They said the picture was posted at 1 a.m. The party didn't end till 1 a.m. No one's in a pool by a basketball hoop that's in that picture, and that's Evan's house. We see, we're connecting dots now.
Yeah.
According to this person, they jumped him at this pool party. Evan's mom, I believe that is. Evan's mom was there, drunk, kicked them out after this fight. They wouldn't I believe no is in reference to Nolan. Nolan got into a fight with somebody else. They jumped him. They wouldn't let him leave. He's apparently gasping for air after getting jumped and spitting up blood. And they reference that basketball goal, the same basketball goal you can see in the photo, in the back of the photo. They beat him up, wouldn't let him go, and killed him, and then dumped the body. These are all underage people, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, not underage. They're 18,
All these drinks,
17, 18 years old.
Who the fuck is that?
But they're still under the drinking age. But they
What
were
is
allowed to
this?
drink. Mom knew that they were drinking. Mom was drunk. Evan's mom, and I still don't know if Evan's mom is the judge or not, but all of this is looking sus as fuck. But they're referencing that basketball goal, which you see in the photo. So he came back from the island. He got jumped by these white boys at this little pool party. Then they dumped his body. 2 days of, oh, we don't know. And they had to get their story straight.
I love that he said that. But I want you to say your piece, and I'm gonna brain dump on you. We can do our thing, but what do you think about all that?
The fact that there was a adult involved in that and the beating happened and like was like, okay, everybody get out. But it also sounds like the Evans mom was also drunk at the time, where it's like, it's making no sense. But there's a lot of dots connecting, and like the more we've got, even as far as we've gotten, the more those kids' stories kind of like falling apart from what we heard from the beginning to where we are now.
Did you know that Wyatt's mom, one of the kids' mom, she's the judge?
Yeah. That's the thing also I wanted to add on this story is like it's happening in a small town. So it's like you're having these people who all kind of know each other, especially in positions of leadership and power. Like that mom is a judge. I'm sure the sheriff is friends with one of the parents in there, and you'll find another lawyer in there or prosecutor is still friends with the other kids, or they all know each other. They're all in cahoots with each other. So they're kind of like always looking out for each other, and that tends to happen a lot in smaller towns.
Yeah. So what's weird is that she's a judge. I can't pull up the picture, but essentially she's a judge, and she uses the old Mississippi flag. If y'all know anything with the old Mississippi flag, it has the rebel flag on it. So interesting. But you have a son who is friends with the black kid, but you still believe in the old ways. Yeah, there's some weird theories going on. I think it's weird that he went missing on. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna go with the conspiracy theories. I think it's weird that he went missing on 4th of July, on 250 years of this country. Because all them white guys, you can, if there's any inch of that story being true, that he did go back, because that's the weird part. The boat definitely went back. There is information that came out. The boat went back at 4:30. No one told the girl he's with he's going back with the boys. Um, but within 3 to 4:30, we don't know what happened with them.
Yeah.
If that picture is real, because that picture said it was posted at 1 a.m. And I think I feel as to throw you off. I feel as to throw you. That picture was not taken at 1 a.m. It was
No,
posted at 1
maybe it
a.m.,
was,
but it
yeah.
wasn't taken at 1 a.m.
Yeah. Because they
That
said it
picture
was after they had gone there after the island for the pool party. So it was not at 1 a.m. I take it they probably had left before sunset.
yeah. And the boat was having issues.
And the other
You
thing
know,
too, I don't know
go
if you
ahead.
know about this on the GPS pinging, because they were able to pick up his signal between Snapchat, and there was another thing his mom was using to track him. But you
Life
see him,
360.
yeah, you
Yep.
see him on the island, on the judge's house, and then the friend's house, and then kind of back to the island, and then it's back on land again. So it's
Yeah. They went. Yeah, they went.
and then we
I
find
don't.
the phone. We find the phone with that mom and the kid. You know, It's-
Yeah. I think it's weird. Yeah. I wonder if I can find that. But I think it's weird that the boat did go back in, and it went back out at like 6 something, and then it came back in. Um. Now I want to show you this and see what you think about this.
Mhm.
1 second, if I can really get it. Oh.
I know some people are thinking it was a clan initiation, as you said, speaking on that
How
day.
did you? That's what I want to show you. That's what I want to show you. I'm gonna show you this real quick.
More, I'm convinced that it was a clan initiation ritual. One kid's parent is a judge, another kid's parent is a lawyer, and another kid's parent works in the jail. Happens in Mississippi on the 250th anniversary of our country, not to mention all the black people that have been found hanging from trees and the big group of white masked men marching on the Capitol. This is all clan activity. The racism in this country disgusts me, and it's a big reason why I have no contact with most of my family. I don't talk about it on here, but I have a black brother, and my mother raised him to believe that racism isn't real. I pretty much started fighting with my family and going no contact with them when Kyle Kaepernick took a knee, because that's when all of them started feeling comfortable in their racist skin.
Racism still exists. Racism is not going anywhere. Racism is taught and being passed down from Paw to your grandfather, great grandfather, to his granddad, to his dad, down to you.
Of course, your shorty likes it, Lee.
People can sit here and talk about, well, I ain't never had a racist experience. We all, especially Negroes, have had that racist experience, indirectly or directly.
I thought that was interesting.
I will.
Man, go ahead, bro.
So I was just gonna say, he said racism isn't going away, and I always like to point out, the people who were opposing segregation, the end of segregation with the civil rights, they were opposing black people moving into their neighborhoods. People tend to forget that wasn't that long ago. Like, them people didn't just magically disappear after we got the civil rights, like, oh, I'm not racist anymore. So
Hmm.
it's like they've just been breeding in the background, and unfortunately, this country has never addressed that specific sickness. Let's just put it. It's a goddamn being racist is a goddamn sickness. It's
I'm
like it's
gonna
kind of
I'm gonna summarize, but I want to show you one more thing, and I'm gonna get into it. My summary. Um, because I thought this is also interesting.
Networks transporting bodies, human remains, and things like that. So today I got a call from that person, and they were just talking about the body that they
came across. This was Nolan Wells.
So before knowing all that, he said that the body was mistreated.
Yeah.
It looked abused. It looked like he was tortured. Looked as if he was burnt, maybe.
Where?
Face, body, said he was burnt.
And not only that, his body was mistreated when they transported him.
So as they were transporting him, he was actually face down. So everyone knows when you're transporting a body, when only a couple of people work that job, they all know you don't transport the body face down. That's kind of very disrespectful. So you always have them faced up. Well, specifically, his body whatever reason, was face down, and me personally, I took that as disrespect.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to the family.
Yes, definitely.
Because all we know is what they put out
on the internet.
But today, we actually found out a lot about his autopsy without even reading the autopsy.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
I'm so sorry that family have to go through this. Really just
I want to give our condolences to the family, as a mom or moms,
grandmothers,
dads, family, period. Just we give the most prayers to you, and we stand behind you because we know right what really happened.
Right. So,
and at the end of the day, whatever lies those families have covered up, or whatever lies they're trying to cover, we're sorry.
Yeah.
And we're here for you, and we just want you to know that what was seen today
was unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and that's why we want to inform what's going on during the transport. Like that,
something you can be quiet on
at all.
When you've seen something so heartbreaking as a child, go through something traumatic.
Yes.
It hurts to know that was done to him in the ways that we can't even express.
Right.
And as a person, you should have some type of humanity.
Right.
It's a long ass video. You get the point.
Sorry to Nolan's family.
Yeah, sorry Nolan's family. That could be a lot of HIPAA violations. Like you're sharing information that you probably shouldn't be sharing. But I hope no one gets in trouble. So I'm not saying I hope it's real, but it tells you a lot what's going on. It tell you there is some nefarious things going on.
Yeah.
I do believe that he was. I don't know. I can say he was, taken out, but I do feel there's something that they are not saying.
Yeah.
Because I think a big thing that, and we could show that too, but all of them wiped their social medias.
Yeah.
I can jump on and show you. Ebony covered that too. They all wiped their social media,
including Evan's mom. So it's all
Evan's
weird.
mom.
Yeah, it's not adding up,
And they lawyered up, and there's stories that they were partying that night at a pool party. So your boy's missing. He's been claimed to be missing. They were partying until 1 a.m. Right?
If somebody goes missing and doesn't come back, yeah.
And when he went missing, and they're all looking for him, I think they spoke with the boy, and the boy said, "Y'all think we did it anyways." And it's like, what? Like, why would we think you did it? So there's some weird things going on. Prayers out to the Nolan Wells family. I can never imagine. His mom said that she don't think she'll ever smile again. I don't think I will either.
No.
This hurts me a lot. Yeah. On top of what happened to Carmelo, on top of what happened to Cyrus, on top of what happened to countless black young. They're the black young man who died, who went with a group of his friends to a music festival and was found hung.
Yeah, at the Electric Forest. That's also another one we need to look into, because that whole situation is another one that the more you look into it, the crazier it fucking gets, and it's like things need to happen. And I think what's frustrating me still the most with Nolan's situation is the fact there hasn't been a single arrest, considering like there's already people who were tampering with evidence. This is put it simply. The fact that they deleted stuff off his phone when there was already an investigation going does fall on grounds of tampering with evidence, which is a felony leading up to 20 years in jail. But nobody's still been arrested for that. And it's just, as you say, this very nefarious collusion going on in that little tight-knit community they got going on there.
Well, And there's something going on. You don't. So recent updates said the FBI is involved. And let me be fair, I don't trust the FBI. Definitely under this administration, I don't believe that the FBI is going to give us justice. But for the people who are debating me on threads, I'm going to get some asshole who's telling me that it will make sense if you don't listen to people on social media. I want to let you dumbasses know that, like, why if it's just as simple he drowned, why isn't the evidence going to a grand jury?
Yeah.
If it's just he drowned, why do you need to bring evidence to it? Like, can you guys stop? Look, if you want to be stupid, that's fine. If you want to believe that it was the drowning, that's fine. But just keep it over there. Why would you want to come to me and tell me how to believe the evidence that in somebody on social media is telling me? No, the family's telling you this. The lawyer's telling you this stuff.
I
So
think
stop
better.
playing with people, man. Stop playing with black people. We're dumb. It's not true. We're not dumb.
I mean, also the other question is like, why is the sheriff department taking so long to release their autopsy if they know they're okay?
Why are people like my thing? Can you explain to me why people are like going all the way to defend it? Like, you get what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Like, if this
Like,
kid died in Mississippi and you have no ties to this family, no nothing, right? And people thinking it's kind of weird, Why would you why would you go out your way to defend whatever? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Why would you go out your way to defend what's going on? You get what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Like you would want to just at least get justice and make sure people who did something wrong get the consequences they deserve. Like you wouldn't be picking sides on things. So people are weird like that.
I want to get this out the way before if we would like a longer video.
Yeah.
But black people do not commit suicide from hanging themselves.
No,
We don't do that.
we don't hang ourselves. That's
We
just
don't
doesn't.
hang ourselves. It's weird. It's a painful way to die, and
Yeah.
we don't do that. Pills, maybe cut yourself. Hanging yourself isn't a thing we do.
Mm-mm.
So,
And it ain't something we also do to others because ain't
no,
shit
we
we
don't
do
go hang
ever.
people. You never
We don't hang
hear of
people and we
of
don't
a
hang
gang
ourselves.
war and they hung somebody.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
Nah.
That's a white thing.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, it's that whole thing is like, God damn, it's so messed up. Like, also the fact that how can you still be defending, even be against it when you, for example, like the autopsy situation, it's like, wait, you say he drowned, but it's not showing he's drowned. It's showing a lot of beat up, bruised up body. So I feel like anybody with a moral compass or common sense at that point would be like, yeah, we need to definitely investigate this. This isn't a normal thing.
Autopsy
This
was too quick too. Like it's just too fast. Moved too
like this
fast.
is this is some true crime shit. Like
Yeah, there's some deep dark secrets in Mississippi. And I
yeah.
don't know why the black person people live in Mississippi. That's a different conversation. But
Well, as they say, if it's in the South, it just ain't worth it. And most of my
yeah,
family's from the South, and
yeah.
they
I got most of
just
my family in the
ain't worth
South.
it.
They're not. I mean, they're in Alabama. I'm not never worried about them being in a situation like this because a lot of them down there. So good, but like, yeah, I don't know, man. But this is a longer video than I wanted to be. I think we just want to get all of our opinions out on it. Um, thank you, another just dope episode. Uh, stay woke, man.
Stay
I'm trying to
woke.
bring that back, but the whole woke
Stay
thing got
woke.
messed up. This is stay woke.
Woke. Yep.
Stay aware.
Need y'all, need y'all to remember that woke
Head
was
on the
always a compliment. So stay
right.
woke.
Same with black fatigue. Black fatigue was a black thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a white thing. That's another conversation,
But
another
we
day.
understand. We understand what black
We
fatigue
know what
means. So
black
we don't. If
fatigue
you know,
means.
you know. So we don't got to explain
This is
nothing.
black fatigue. This is black fatigue.
Oh, this is beyond
This
fatigue.
is
God
tiring.
damn, man.
This is tiring. I know we're talking about. This is tiring to
It
black
is.
people.
Absolutely is, man.
This shit right here is black fatigue.
Bro, every year. Every year.
Every year, some random black person that goes missing.
Yeah.
Or they're hanging from a tree.
Yeah.
And we get that happen to white people. We get white people go missing, but this is different.
And you know, half of it doesn't even make national news. I have to give a big
No.
shout out to Don Lennon for
Yeah.
this because he was like the
Yep.
pioneer of
Yep.
catching this, and then more people started catching it, and then now mainstream news is kind of like catching it. But also shout out to all you independent reporters and
Yeah.
commentators
Yes.
out there. The game is changing, so big shout out to
Right.
everybody bringing the facts and
Man,
staying on
facts.
the right side of track of things. You know.
And I don't like doing this because you don't need it, but thank you to the white allies for speaking out,
Yeah. No,
sharing,
absolutely,
reposting.
absolutely.
Yeah, you know, y'all ain't looking for a thank you.
Mm-mm.
Y'all
Just on
ain't
the
doing it
right
for
side.
that.
Just
Yeah,
just on the
but I
right
just
side
want
of
to thank
history, man.
y'all because low key, you don't have to. I
Yeah.
got people who called, who said they're my friends, who ain't said a damn thing. He ain't checked on me for anything. So we appreciate y'all for looking out for us. So prayers up to the Nolan's family. Prayers up to the
Yeah.
my community, any minority. Actually, all minorities. Prayers out to
Yeah.
y'all because it's crazy out here for y'all too. Until next time, peace.